Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today welcome to my 2023 to 2024 Premier League predictions. It is just around 3 weeks until the Premier League kicks off, the first game being the Championship champions Burnley against the treble winners Manchester City at Turf Moor. Of course, in today's video you are going to find out who I think is going to get relegated, who's going to get into the Europa Conference League, the Europa League, the Champions League, and who's going to win the league. So without further ado, let's get into my predictions. Sorry about that, I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that, I think the one problem with Liverpool at the moment is their defence. I think get a defender in, I think Liverpool will be good, be a second. And of course, first place, Manchester City. It's not going to change, is it, you know? Signed Kovacic, good replacement for Gundogan. They're signing Gvardiol as well. He's a good player. It's going to happen. City will win the league, and nothing else needs to be said. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright then, hold on. Alright then, so I'm just going to go from 20th. Excuse me. So I'm just going to go up from 20th all the way up to 1st. So let's get into it. So of course the team that I've put in 20th place, they are a newly promoted side. They've never been in the Premier League before. They won the playoff. They won the playoffs last season. They had a good season under Rob Edwards. In 20th place, I have put Luton Town. Unfortunately, I think the Hatters are going down. I am sorry to all of the Luton fans watching this video, but the team has never ever been in the Premier League. Last time Luton were in the top flight of English football was when the Premier League was known as Division 1. That was the last season when it was called Division 1, before Division 1 was called the Premier League. And then, it got changed, then everything got changed, Championship, League 1, League 2, National League, and etc. But, I think Luton's story to get to the Premier League was absolutely incredible. Just 9 years ago, Luton Town were playing in the National League, and 9 years later, Luton are in the Premier League. I think if you would have told any Luton fan when they were in the National League, if you would have said to a Luton fan, in 9 years, we'll be in the Premier League, I bet they would probably be like, no, that's absolutely no chance, But the rise of Luton is quite good, but, I just don't think they're as competitive as the other 19 teams in this league. But I know they played Sheffield United and Burnley last season in the Championship, but Burnley have improved a little bit. Sheffield United have improved slightly. But Luton, I know they've signed a few players. They signed Tyre Chong, who was on loan at Birmingham last season, and who was at Man United. He's an alright player. They've signed some other guy which I can't remember. But yeah, unfortunately Luton, I think they're going down. I'm sorry. You're going back down. Okay then, and in 19th place I'm going with the 21-22 Championship playoff winners. Yeah, that was the season I think. But yeah, 19th I've put Nottingham Forest. I'm sorry guys. I'm sorry to all the Nottingham Forest fans watching, but not a lot's changed. I know you guys signed Anthony Elanga today, which is quite a decent signing, but nothing has really changed in Nottingham Forest. Steve Cooper's still there. The squad's barely changed. It's pretty much the exact same. I think the only reason why Forest stayed up last season was because of their home form. But I'm sorry, but second season syndrome probably. You're going down, unfortunately. Okay, then in 18th, the final relegation spot. Who will join Forest and Luton in the Championship next season? Now, for me, it's between two teams. And I've gone with this team, because of course they got a new manager. Didn't really do too great with his old team. This team have signed a few players, but not many. But they're not Premier League experienced, and I think they'll just go down. In 18th, I have put Bournemouth. I do apologise, Bournemouth fans, if you're watching, but I think Bournemouth will show a bit of a fight, but I think they'll just go down, unfortunately. Of course, they have got the Rayo Vallecano ex-manager. His stats at Vallecano weren't too great, and some of the players they've signed don't have much Premier League experience, and they've signed most of their players from Spain, to be fair. Which they don't have Premier experience. They're not used to the league. They've probably heard of it and watched it, but they don't have much experience in it. But I think Bournemouth will just go down in 18th. Okay, then in 17th, I'm going for a newly promoted side. They were in the Premier League a few years ago. Of course, they've got Heckingbottom as manager. You probably should know now, as I've just said the manager's name. We're going to Yorkshire. We're going to Bramall Lane. 17th, Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United will stay up this season. I think it will be between them, Everton, and Burnley and Bournemouth, obviously, for 18th to go down, in my opinion. I think Luton will just... I wouldn't be surprised if Luton do a derby. I'm not going to lie, what Derby did in 2011. But in Forest, they might show a bit of a fight, but I think they'll probably just fall too short. I think they'll just fall behind at the end. So yeah, I think Sheffield United will finish 17th. Of course they have signed some players from. I don't really know the players that they signed, but they have actually kept Lindemann Ndiaye, which is a great signing, and which is not signing. Sorry, and they've kept Ndiaye, which is really big for them because he was really close to going to Marseille. So I'm sure Sheffield United will be glad that they kept Ndiaye. That they kept Ndiaye. I'm not going to lie, he's a fantastic player. Of course, he was with Senegal at the World Cup. It's a great player. I'm not going to lie. Of course, Billy Sharp's not there anymore. Sheffield United legend, to be honest. But yeah, I think Sheffield United 17th. The Blades are staying up. Okay, then, and in 16th, I have put Everton. Now, of course, Everton did sign Arnan Danjuma yesterday. Of course, they also signed Ashley Young as well. Of course, it's a big season for Everton. It is their final season at Goodison Park before they do move in to the new stadium going into the 2024 to 2025 season. So, and to be honest, it would be such a shame if Everton do go down in their final season at Goodison Park. Honestly, I've never been to Goodison Park before, but I do want to go there. But that's probably, unfortunately, not going to happen. But not a lot's changed at Everton. Of course, like I said, they signed Danjuma and Young. Young, it's an alright player, isn't it? Ashley Young actually did score in Everton's pre-season game against Wigan. And speaking of Everton, they are actually playing right now in a pre-season friendly against Bolton. So good luck to Everton in that one. Danjuma, of course, we signed him. He didn't really do too great as he scored one goal. Just didn't get many minutes in the tank. Of course, with Bournemouth, he did well. He did really well at Villarreal. I don't know if Everton had signed him permanently or not. I'm not sure, but he was really close to joining Everton before we snatched him in the last minute. But he is going to Everton now, so we'll see how he does. But Sean Dyche, for me, I don't think he'll last the season. I think Everton need a manager that suits the football club and suits the football that they like to play. But yeah, I think Everton will survive in 16th. Okay, then in 15th, I've put the championship winners of last season. It is Burnley. I've put Burnley in 15th. I do think they will be in the relegation battle, but I think they will survive. Of course, they got the former Manchester City and Belgium legend Vincent Kompany as their manager. They could be signing James Trafford, the former Bolton player, Accrington, Man City. Of course, I think people know James Trafford after he saved that penalty in the Euro under-21 final, and of course, which England beat Spain 1-0. But I think they signed a few other players as well. Burnley's new away kit got released today. I'm not gonna lie, it's so bad. But yeah, I think Burnley, Burnley, of course, they got relegated 21-22 season, obviously. And if you compare that team to now, it's completely different. Pope's not there anymore. Barnes has gone. Literally, Burnley's team is so different. But last season, Burnley did so well in the Championship. But Burnley just need to bring that form from the Championship into the Premier League. And it's going to be harder because, you've got Man City, Man City, Liverpool and that. It's going to be harder. But I think Burnley, with the squad they got, yeah, Luton they can beat, Forest, yeah, Bournemouth maybe, Sheffield United maybe, Everton maybe. But yeah, I think Burnley will stay up. 15th place for the Clarets. Okay, then in 14th, I've gone for Wolves. Of course, Wolves, I think they could be involved in the relegation battle, but maybe only just though. They won't be involved in it for too long, of course. They have lost Ruben Neves. He's gone to Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, of course. Honestly, I swear that league is ruining football. Neves has just gone there for the money. I don't understand how do the Saudi Pro League have that much money? I just have no idea. But they might be losing Raul Jimenez as well to Fulham, which is a big loss. But I think the problem with Wolves is they need a goal scorer. They need a striker that scores goals. Of course, and also they lost Nathan Collins as well to Brentford. I think he played for Wolves. I'm not sure, but Wolves, I don't think they'll go down. But I think it'll be mid-table / relegation battle-ish. Yeah, 14th. Okay, then in 13th, I'll put Crystal Palace. For me, I just think it'll be a mid-table season for Palace. Of course, they did lose their star man, Wilfried Zaha, has left Crystal Palace. He has signed for the Turkish club Galatasaray. Big loss there for Palace. Who's going to be the main man now? Is it going to be Eze, Elise? I think it's probably going to be one of them two. Because I think they're both as good as each other. But Palace, it'll be an average season. They normally finish mid-table, so yeah, I think 13th for Palace. Okay, then in 12th, I've gone with Fulham. Now, I did watch Fulham the other night, to be fair, in their Premier League Summer Series game against Brentford. And Fulham actually didn't look too bad, to be fair. Of course, like I said, it looks like they are going to be signing Raul Jimenez as Mitrovic's replacement. Of course, Mitrovic has said that he is never going to play for... Hold on. Sorry about that, but yeah. Like I said, Mitrovic... my hand. Of course, like I said, Mitrovic has said that he is never going to play for Fulham ever again. He wants to leave, and I think Mitrovic might be going to the Saudi Pro League as well. He's just going there for the money, isn't it? But Jimenez isn't a replacement though, so Fulham might struggle for goals, but defensively, you never know. They should be all right. They've pretty much got the same defence as last season. Fulham started quite well, but then they just dropped off. Let's be honest. Near the end of the season, but yeah, I think Fulham will finish 12th. It'll be a mid-table season. Okay, then in 11th place, I've put the Europa Conference League winners, West Ham. Now, of course, West Ham have lost their big man. Declan Rice has gone. He has gone to Arsenal. Apparently, I can't believe West Ham, Declan Rice's replacement might be Conor Gallagher. Really? Come on, West Ham. That is poor business, let's be honest. Let's be honest, Gallagher is crap. I do apologise, but he's overrated. He's crap. He's not good. If West Ham sign him, it's a terrible signing, I'm not going to lie. But I think West Ham will improve from last season, Of course, they've still got the likes of Bowen, Antonio, Benrahma, still got Moyes as manager. I think West Ham will improve. I think they'll finish 11th. Okay, then in 10th, I put Brentford because, like I said, I watched their game with Fulham the other night. They looked all right, you know. Of course, Tony is out till January, so of course Wissa and Bryant and Mbeumo have to do all the work for Brentford. Yeah, they have to do all the work for Brentford, but you know, look, watching Brentford on Sunday, they didn't really look that bad, to be honest. They didn't even look that bad. Oh my god. Hold on. Yeah. Oh shit. Hold on. There we go. To be fair, they didn't really look that bad, Brentford, you know. I thought Mbeumo's goal was really good, and you know, Brentford actually played some good football. Defensively, Brentford were a bit sloppy, and I'm sure they couldn't work on that, but you know, I think mid-table 10th for Brentford. And I'm about to sneeze, hold on. Maybe not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah. Anyway, 9th place, I've put Brighton. And to be honest, I think Brighton will fall off a bit. I think losing McAllister is a big loss, you know. God knows who's going to be their next star boy. Will it be Matoma, Caicedo, Ferguson? Who is it going to be? I have no idea. Dung, Steele, Sanchez. Who knows? But I think Brighton wind up as well as last season. And of course, like I said, they've lost McAllister to Liverpool, which is a big loss. I don't know, God knows who's going to be their main man now. But of course, Brighton, of course, they are in the Europa League as well. Of course, that means they have to play on Thursdays. Then, like 2 days later, they have to play on a Saturday. You know, Europa League will get in the way for Brighton. But you know, I don't think they'll be down there fighting to survive. But I think it'll be 9th place for Brighton. Okay, then in 8th place, I have put Chelsea. Now, I originally put them 4th, but I have dropped them down a bit. They've pretty much sold their whole team. Of course, Mason Mount's gone to Manchester United. Kai Havertz has gone to Arsenal. N'Golo Kante's gone to Al Ittihad. Ziyech might be going to Al Nassr. Mendy's gone to Saudi Arabia. Koulibaly's gone to Saudi Arabia. Cesar Azpilicueta's gone to Atletico Madrid. Hudson-Odoi's gone to AC Milan. Pulisic has gone to AC Milan. No, has Hudson-Odoi gone to AC Milan? I'm not sure, but I know Pulisic has gone to Milan as well. But literally, the whole team's gone. Literally, there was 3 players left that were in the Chelsea team that won the Champions League in 2021. I think the top 4 fight might be a bit interesting this year. I think Chelsea might fight for top 4. I'm not sure. Do Chelsea have the squad to fight for Champions League football? I think the problem is with Chelsea is their defence. You know, Kepa wasn't really good enough. You know, I've seen Chelsea fans. You know, after their pre-season games, Chelsea after their I saw Chelsea fans after they beat Brighton 4-3 saying that Kepa's not good enough, so they might need to get a new keeper, who knows, and they might need to get a couple of defenders in as well. But, you know, I think 8th for Chelsea. 8th. In 7th, I have put Newcastle. Now, I actually watched Newcastle against Rangers and their game against Villa as well. I think in the Villa game, you know, Newcastle, I'll tell you what, in both games against Rangers and Villa, I thought Newcastle was sloppy. But I know Newcastle beat Rangers, and then they came back from 2-0 down to come back 2-2, then it was 3-2, then it was 3-3. But Newcastle, to be honest, in both of those pre-season games, even the game against Gateshead, Newcastle, apparently I heard fans complain that they weren't really that good. But if Newcastle play like they've done, if Newcastle play how they're playing so far in their pre-season games, they could probably come like 10th, 11th, so they might need to up their game a bit. But, you know, Tonali, that is a fantastic signing. I think he's a really good player. Of course, they signed Harvey Barnes as well, which is an alright signing. I think Newcastle will get Europe, but it won't be the Champions League. It's going to be the Conference League. 7th for the Geordies. Okay, then in 6th place, I've gone with the best team ever. I'm only joking. In 6th, I've gone Tottenham, I think we will finish 6th this season. Of course, we've got the new gaffer in Ange Postecoglou. Of course, we've signed James Maddison from Leicester. We've signed Guglielmo Vicario from Italy. And we've signed Manuel Solomon as well from Shakhtar Donetsk. Of course, he was only on loan at Fulham last season. Fulham did not have him permanently. But yeah, you know, we are playing tomorrow against Lion City Sailors in a pre-season friendly. Stay tuned for the match day preview. But, you know, I think, you know, I think we will improve. I think, you know, looking at the managers we have in the past, Antonio Conte, Nuno, Jose, Pochettino. I think out of them 4, Pochettino was probably the best. But Pochettino, you know, the tactics from him were just literally, Pochettino, tactics, defensive, boring. Nuno, boring. No, who was after Mourinho? No, who was after Poch? Who was after? It was Nuno, wasn't it? I can't remember, but those 4 managers, defensive, boring. Honestly, there was no attacking football. It was always boring defensive football, and no wonder we conceded like nearly 70 goals last season because we're just letting our team run. We're just letting other teams attack, just run through us. And I think the thing that's different with Postecoglou is the attacking football. There's none of this defensive crap. I know in the West Ham game, the only negative from that game was the defence, but that can improve, and we'll see. And we'll see tomorrow if it does or not. But the attacking football's great. I love the football Postecoglou's producing at us. I'm loving it. It's great, and you know, I don't think we will finish in the top 4, but Europa League, I'll take it. It's not a bad competition. 6th place. Okay, then in 5th place, this is going to shock, I think, everyone watching this video. 5th place, I have put Aston Villa. I know, it's a bold one. Villa will finish 5th. They will finish 1 place below the Champions League. I think it will be Europa League for Villa. And Villa, they have made some class business this summer. You know, they've signed Moussa Diaby from Bayer Leverkusen. They've signed Yuri Tielemans. They've signed... I swear they signed someone else. Oh, they've signed Tielemans, Diaby. I swear they've signed someone else, which I can't remember. I swear Villa signed... I can't remember, but I think Villa are going to have a really good season. They could generally fight the top 4. And they probably will for most of the season. But it just, you know, they've got a great manager in Emery. The game against Newcastle, Villa looked absolutely brilliant. John McGinn, by the way, in that game against Newcastle, he looked absolutely brilliant. He looked world class. Buendia, class. Watkins, class. You know, the only problem is with Villa, they brought on Robin Olsen, and then they just conceded straight away. But this season is going to be Villa's best season in a long, long time. And I think they'll just miss out on top 4. But I'm telling you now, watch out for Aston Villa. They're going to be the dark horses in the Premier League this season. Okay, then in 4th place, Champions League then. 4th place, Arsenal. You know, of course, I don't think they will challenge Manchester City for the league this season. I don't think they'll be in the title race. I think they'll be in the top 4 race. I'm not gonna lie. And of course, they signed Declan Rice for 105 million. They've bought in Jurrien Timber. They've got Havertz as well. Havertz, you know, is an alright signing. Of course, last season didn't do great, but when he was at Chelsea, he did alright. Declan Rice, I think, is a really good signing. I don't think it's worth 105 million though. Timber, good signing as well. It's a good right back. I think it's a good replacement for the current right back, which Arsenal have. You know, Arsenal, you know, they've still got a good team. They've got a good squad. They've got, you know, Arteta's a good manager. So yeah, I think Arsenal will finish 4th. It'll be a good season, annoyingly. And yeah, they'll finish above us, unfortunately. 3rd place, Manchester United. Cause Man United actually beat Arsenal the other day, and I think United, could they challenge City? Potentially. I'm not sure, you know. Of course, they've signed Mason Mount from Chelsea. They've signed Andre Onana. Could they get Mbappe? They are linked with him. But I'm not sure. They probably won't get Mbappe, but they are linked with Kane, I think. But when they get Kane, that probably won't happen either. But United, you know, of course, United have actually changed the captain. It was originally Harry Maguire, and now it's Bruno Fernandes. And I think Fernandes is a good captain, because Ten Hag was arguing with the ref the other day in their pre-season game against Arsenal, and Bruno just told him to go away. So that's quite good, and that's what the captain's going to be like. But United, you know, last season, Champions League, Carabao Cup, nearly won the FA Cup, and you know that is quite good for Erik Ten Hag in his first season. And I'm sure he'll want to do better. He'll want to challenge for the Prem. He'll want to win the Champions League. He'll want to do even better. So it is up for debate. Will Manchester United challenge City for the league? I've just given it away now. But it's quite obvious, isn't it? But yeah, I think 3rd for United. Okay, and in 2nd place, I have put Liverpool. I put Liverpool. And yeah, of course, I have put Liverpool 2nd. Of course, they've signed Alexis McAllister from Brighton. 35 million. What a bargain that is. I think it's worth way more than that. I think it's worth about 50 million. I'm not going to lie. That's a bargain, though. That's great business from Liverpool, of course. They've signed Dominic Szoboszlai. Oh God, can you imagine Skazis saying his name? Dominic Szoboszlai. Yeah, they have signed Dominic Szoboszlai. Of course, Henderson might be leaving. He might be going to Al Ettifaq. Fabinho might be leaving as well. Liverpool's midfield next season actually might not be too bad. McAllister, Szoboszlai and someone else. But Liverpool, I think they played yesterday and they drew 4-4 with Bundesliga 2 side Greuther Fürth. And Liverpool fans, let's say, weren't really too happy, I'm not going to lie. Oh my God, why is there so many birds? Why is there so many for? But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I think the one problem